2.5, using little linear models. This will be mostly on your graphing calculator, so if you don't have that out, get it out. So first we're talking about scatter plots. Scatter plots would be if I were giving you a bunch of data and you had to plot all the points, the correlation and what it would look like. This is a strong negative correlation, because if I were to draw a line in between all these data points, it would be going down, and most of the points are close together. This would be a negative weak correlation because they're more spread out. This, I can't draw a line either way, so there's no correlation. Here, this would be a weak positive, because if I were to draw a line, it would be going up. And here would be a strong positive. Again, the closer the points, the better it is. So first, what I'm going to plot these. I'm going to plot each one of these points on this graph right now. So one thing I'll tell you, you should try to plot them. I mix up my X and Y's at first, but roughly this would be what we have. So if I looked at this, this would be a strong positive correlation. They would be kind of close together. But we will not be using this on a regular basis. What we're going to be doing is following these right here. So I'm going to put the same data into my graphing calculator now. And the first thing I want to do is push the stat button. So I'm going to go on. The stat button is right here. It says stat. And then it says to enter the data into graphing calculator, make sure to put them in the L1 and L2. So I'm going to edit my information. So I'm going to push enter. This is if for some reason some numbers are already in there, you would highlight this, push clear, do not delete, and then arrow down. So first I'm going to put in all my average temps. So I'm going to type those in. So 61 and push enter, 58, push enter, and do that right now. So one thing is this last one that's highlighted, it says 13. That means there's 12 data points, and I do have 12 data points, so that's good. I'm going to arrow over now, and in my L2, I'm going to put my electricity bill. So I'm going to type 150, and then push enter, 139, push enter, and now do that right now. So now we have step 1 done. So now if we go back to stat, so push stat once all that information's in there, we have to arrow over to calculate. We want to go down to linear regression right here and push enter. And now I'm going to keep on pushing enter until I actually calculate. Now when I'm doing this, I don't have my R's, so I'm going to actually put that in my calculator right now. If you don't have R's, make sure to talk to me and I'll show you in class. So what this is telling me, this is my equation I can plug it into. My A value, that's right here. That would be like my slope. My B value, that would be my y-intercept. R is telling you how close it is. The higher this number is, the closer it is to 1, the stronger it is. So if this was positive, that means it's a positive correlation. If this was negative, it would be a negative correlation. So if I were to write the equation off of this, and I should have 4 decimal points, I'm going to have y equals, my A value is 4.148, and then the 6 would round that up to 1, and then I have to have my x, and then minus here, because that's a negative, 117.675, and actually that 6 will round that up to a 0, and then this would be 60. So that's how I use our graphing calculator. Now we're going to do the same thing except for this data point. So I want you to practice plugging into your calculator. So again, your first step is to go to stat. You want to edit. So right now I want to highlight the L2 that we just had in there, push clear, and arrow down. Do not delete. Highlight, push clear. Notice I'm pushing this button, not that one, and arrow down. So in your L1, you should type in the year, and your L2, you should type in the median price. Do that now. So again, we go to stat, arrow over to calculate. We want the linear regression, so you either go down to 4, push under, or I'm going to push 4. Keep on pushing enter until you actually calculate. It's asking first, what is the equation of the trend line? This gives you the equation of the trend line. So it's y equals 1411.428, and then that would round up to 6 with my x. Again, this is subtraction because it's negative, so 2713057.143. One of the reasons why this number is so long is because we use the actual years here. So if we describe the correlation, because this is positive, it's going to be positive. And if I look at my R value, that R value is pretty close to 1, and it's also going to be strong. using this equation that we just have right here, if we want to predict the median home for 2020, so that was my years, that was my inputs. If you want to put the X here, the Y here, that means I'm going to plug 2020 into this equation. So if I were to write it out, 4286, I'm plugging 2020 into this spot, 71305, 7.143. And I would get 1380282. So that would be my prediction. When would you predict the median home price would be 100,000? So now this is my output. That's my Y. This is where Y is equal. So I have 100,000 would be equal to this equation right here. There are two ways actually that you can solve this. 2713057 7.143. You can solve this by adding this over and then dividing here. So we're going to do that first. I'm going to add over this first. And then I can divide over this 1,411. And if I were to do that, I would get about roughly 1993. That's one way to do it. I'm going to show you the other way to do it in class. And there you have it. Mostly calculator material. Have a grand day.